So, I was wondering if I can get the aux. The Oximus.
Christian, what is up, my dude?
Everything is up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I tried to say something smart. It didn't work out. It didn't work.
There's a lot going on right now. Just everywhere, but not all in a bad way.
A lot in the good ways.
A lot of good ways. So before we dive into it on this part one of the 2-part season 4 finale of Pass the Aux,
Yeah.
What have you been listening to?
Oh, so we'll talk about later on in the episode. We'll talk about that. But 7220
Okay.
Dirk Reloaded. Been listening to that heavy. What Happened to Virgil? Probably my favorite song right now.
Yeah, that's super
He,
popular. The Cole Bennett
Cole
video
Bennett
just dropped
just dropped. Actually dropped yesterday.
That was yesterday?
It was yesterday that it dropped.
Oh, yep, that's when I saw it.
And it was fire.
Cole Bennett can't do no wrong.
Had me really missing Virgil. Like I actually thought I knew the guy.
Yeah.
I wish I did because he's amazing.
Weird. A lot of people. That's how I felt. Since it's all happened, it's sad because I feel like with all he's done and everything that everyone loves, you almost feel like you do know the man.
Yeah. It was interesting how he kind of still was able to be himself through the cancer and everything like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I listened to Yellow Tape 2 the Deluxe. I thought it was okay.
I feel like it didn't really do much.
It didn't. I don't think he needed to add as many songs as he did.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I think Yellow Tape 2 alone was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it. But I feel like the Deluxe it didn't really do anything extra for me.
Yeah. Obviously we talked about it a little bit earlier. Listen to Favi with Bible, and then 42 Doug and ESTG with Last Ones Left.
Oh, that album's so good.
Then on the R&B side, I've been really watching Colors. Gunna did his Private Islands Colors video.
Yeah. Those are so cool.
Smino, he what is it? Rice and Gravy.
Mm-hmm.
That was really tough. I've been listening to that heavy. Kind of been in like a weird reflective, but also R&B lover boy type of vibe. You feel me? It's been really weird. One day I was listening to Smino, the other day I was listening to Kid Leroy for no reason. It just happened to come out.
That happened to me 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I think it was So Done by him that came on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go re-listen to F Love Part 1. Because that was just such a weird, phase.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I loved Part 1. I didn't really like Part 2. But when he put it all together, I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah. All together, it feels so, good and condensed. But Part 2, I was just like, eh. I was like, did Pikachu really need to be there? And stuff
but when
that.
You listen to it in Part 3, it's a perfect segue.
Exactly. It's like a manic episode in between heartbreak.
Yeah.
And so it fits perfectly in the linear story of it all.
And then lastly, I mean, this hasn't been I wouldn't call it released music because it's already out, but I've definitely been listening, going back and finding samples and features and seeing the different. I know we talked about it a few weeks back, where it's different artists would had these crazy different samples, Kanye West with Love Lockdown or whatever. I was listening to it and I found the original, and I was just I seen the TikTok and it was imagine if Kanye put this on. Imagine if Kanye West made Love Lockdown in 1950 with 808s.
That would have been.
It'd have been crazy.
Goodness.
But definitely been going back, finding older music, finding the samples and the instrumentals and stuff like that, and really enjoying the sound without the lyrics. Because I think that's something we don't do enough of.
Oh yeah.
In our generation of music, is just listening to the music without the lyrics. Because the lyrics mean a lot, but the beat is also important. I feel sometimes
production
the beat
is its own art form.
Yeah, and I feel the beat is sometimes more important than the lyrics.
Oh yeah, The Alchemist.
Yeah.
I'll go and listen to some of his beat tapes where there's no rapping at all, just because the way they can condense I don't know the way he can use sound to tell a story without any words at all, and the samples, because he's a very big jazz guy, and so he'll sample jazz into all of his beats and all that, and it's amazing what they can do. Trying to think. I listened to. I just got an order of stuff that's dropped within the past couple weeks that I've been listening to. Buddy's new album, Super Ghetto. Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. That was really good.
What are your thoughts on Denzel Curry? I never was able to get into him. Like when he first came out, I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then he dropped his second project, and I was like, this just isn't for me.
So when Ultimate dropped, that was the ultimate meme,
Right.
and it was all right. I only associated him with memes, and then I found Imperial, and I was like, man, this dude can rap, and it was just nuts. Like Sick and Tired and Naughty Head are still some of like my favorite songs by him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Taboo came around, and I actually really like Taboo, but I also really like weird stuff to begin with. But I thought Taboo was awesome. And then Zoo? That one, I don't think Zoo is as good as people say it is.
Mm.
Like, it's not bad by any means, but like some of the songs feel so out of place.
Okay.
Like Ricky, really good. Wish, really good. Birds, really good. And then there's just Automatic, and that's right in between that and Speedboat.
Okay.
And that song is just like, why does it have to be there? But then him and Kenny Beats linked up for Unlocked 2 years ago in 2020. That was really good. You can tell that it was all freestyled, and so that was crazy. And then, and just last year, he put out Unlocked 1.5.
See, I listened to Unlocked, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't enough to make me a Denzel Curry fan. Like, I'm going to go back and listen to it. Like, it just didn't.
Yeah.
But it was good. I thought it was really good. I thought
I think
he had a lot of great quotes. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. He had a lot of great quotes during Unlocked, but
I think he is definitely one of those artists that you have to like get adjusted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'd like Unlocked 1.5 because it's all the same album, but they're all like remixed versions of it.
Okay.
With like different production styles. And so So Incredible has Robert Glasper of the Robert Glasper Project. He came in and just reproduced the whole beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere, there's Joey Badass feature. Take It Back has a Charlie Heat version. He threw Kenny Mason, Benny the Butcher, and then Jay Versace also reproduced one of the songs too.
Okay.
So good.
You know, speaking of the name you just dropped, Kenny Mason has really become one of my favorite artists.
I really liked Puppy.
Yeah.
So I found him on... Man, where did I see him before? Oh, so I had first heard him with that with the JID and IDK song,
mm-hmm.
Serial. And I was like, who is this guy that just came on after JID? Like, that was nuts. And then I followed him on Twitter, and it turns out him and Freddie Gibbs were, like, linked up through Twitter. And so they were, like, tweeting back and forth at each other. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then he dropped Puppy, I think, last year. And that was a really good album. Trying to think. I don't know why I locked out of my phone. Oh, I know Nigo. That was a really good album. Well,
yeah.
Parts of it were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. So there's a great start, obviously, to begin with, it's an old freestyle from 2019 that we've never heard before. And it's Rocky and Tyler. That was really good. And then Aria by Rocky. I thought that song was good. And then Pusha T. Really liked, he had Punch Bowl.
I thought Punch Bowl was fire. I'm not going to say a lot to you.
No, I really liked that song too. But like Functional Addict, and I love Kid Cudi, but Want It Bad wasn't that good to me.
See, I used to be a huge Kid Cudi fan. And then Man on the Moon 3.
Wasn't as good as
it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and I was just like, Cudi, you let me down.
Yeah, like
Cudi, you let me down.
But the project itself wasn't
bad
by any means, but like I feel like it was definitely started really strong, had some throwaways in the middle, and then of course
finished pretty decently.
Uzi and Tyler came through. I think Tyler has the best song on the whole album with "Come On, Let's Go,"
Mm-hmm.
because like if that would have been on "Call Me If You Get Lost," because it sounds like he literally made that song for "Call Me If You Get Lost," that would have been my favorite song on "Call Me If You Get Lost." But other than that, like I listened to Chance's new single. I think I'm calling it now. Anyone can use this and quote me. Chance is gonna make a comeback very soon.
I hope so.
Cause have you heard "Child of God" yet?
No, I haven't.
It's very good. Chance is back to like that. I wouldn't say acid rap, but like that weird in between.
Between acid and coloring book.
Yeah, when he was like, I don't know, the way he would like stretch his words out and like force them to rhyme. He was doing that again.
It's really like I think it's during the hot mama Christmas. Like that's like the era where it is.
Merry Christmas, Little Mama.
I said hot mama little Christmas.
Oh, that's probably gonna happen next time.
Honestly, that should be the name of the Christmas album they drop. Hot Mama Little Christmas.
And if they don't do it, I'll do it. I'll get right on that.
Let me get some credit for that.
Yeah,
I came up with that on air.
You heard
it here first. You heard it here first.
I'll have you down as you're the person who curated the whole album.
I appreciate that.
But I also listened to Schoolboy Q's new song. You were talking about R&B.
I didn't know Q dropped a new song.
It's called Soccer Dad. It's pretty good. I think he's back in album mode.
I hope so. I loved Crash Talk.
Me too, and everyone was just giving it so much stuff about it. Like
I think they expected him to go back into his old like
the oxymoron.
When he was super popular. Like,
Blank Face.
Yeah, Blank Face. When he was just super popular with TDE.
Yeah.
And like, he was really the number 2 right next to Kendrick.
Yeah, I still think he is.
I mean,
well,
if we're gonna do it historically, like if you did it historically, yeah. But I think,
like currently, right now, like who's in the know and who's popular, I think is J Rock.
Yeah, but J Rock hasn't dropped a lot of music.
I know.
Like Redemption is the last album he dropped.
Yeah.
I think it's Isaiah Rashad. I think it's Kendrick.
Yeah.
Then it's Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah.
Because
my thing is like I love Zay. Don't get me wrong. And I just think it's one, it's so impressive, but two, I think he did it on purpose. He honestly made it to where people forgot who he was for a brief minute. Like people who weren't fans, because I really loved the Suns tirade, but I had tons of friends who had never even heard of Isaiah Rashad after Double XL, and they were like, "Oh, I thought he was just on Double XL and disappeared." I was like, "No, he's signed to TDE. Like he's in Kendrick's label." And then what do you know? When he drops, everyone goes crazy. Yeah, he definitely had one of my favorite albums last year. That one was tough to decide on. Last year had so many great albums. But to like kind of wrap off what I've been listening to, I went back yesterday specifically, and I re-listened to "F the World" by Brent Faiyaz, the whole album.
It's so good.
And then
I listen to it all the time.
It's so good. But usually
what's your favorite song on there before we go into it?
Let me take a look at it, because my first go-to is always the song "F the World, Somewhere in London."
Okay.
But "Let Me Know" is so good. Gosh, like that.
It's 2 and 3 on the album. Been Away and Clouded. Those are my favorite 2 songs. Like
those are so good.
I'll start my morning off with those songs just because.
Dude, "Let Me Know" is man. Every time I hear that song, that hook, just the
honestly, Brent
Faiyaz. Who can I love when
Brent Faiyaz needs to drop another album. Like it's a lot of people that need it. As far as R&B is concerned, it's 2 people that I want.
I need more R&B in general.
I need Brent Faiyaz to drop another album. I need Roy to drop another album.
Yeah.
Because his self-titled album is one of my favorites. I had a whole like summer of just, I think it was not even summer. I wouldn't even call it. It was winter sadness, I would say. Mm-hmm. The whole summer of winter sadness, and all I did was listen to Roy. It was on every day.
But he's so
every day
good,
on the way to work.
though.
Every day on the way to work. Him on the 5E album, Kanye. Like when I hear Roy come on, it's like I don't care what the rest of the song is. No, it's my favorite song.
I remember the first listening party for Donda, when you first hear that. Who's
back against the wall, like.
That was
back against the wall. I was like, yeah, like.
Because I remember a whole bunch of people were like, "Is that Roddy Ricch?" And I was like, "Oh, they did very dirty."
Know your music.
Seriously, it's hilarious. Right after I finished, I went in reverse of the Brent Faiyaz timeline.
Okay.
I started with "F the World," but then I listened to Saunderson because I love that album too, and I've never felt more emotionally conflicted in my life. Because if you go Saunders Son, then F the world,
It makes sense.
then you're just like, oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm at least just hanging out, gang over love. I don't have to worry about girls right now in my life. But if you go in reverse, it is such a weird feeling. Because I know he keeps saying it's not toxic, but I love Toxic Brent more than anything in my life.
It's because he makes everything sound cool.
He makes it feel like it's okay to say those things to people.
Yeah.
And so,
It probably is. I mean, I've never been to London, and I don't know how London girls are. They may be like that. I don't know.
yeah,
Honestly, I'm just playing. I have no idea. But he definitely does make it. He makes everything sound okay to say. He makes everything sound cool. Like when he sings it, or when he he sometimes does talk through the album. Like
yeah.
it isn't like him just singing, but like him like kind of talking through it or whatever. It's like if I sounded like him, I would say the same thing, and I don't think I would get in trouble for saying it.
Yeah. Just like I'm trying to find it right here in the lyrics because man, there's just this one part. Don't come around if you ain't close to me. I ain't built like them. You gotta work for me. Like what? Or when he says, "Just because I haunt you, don't mean I want you." You got some high hopes. I'm just like, man, I wish I could just talk to people with that much strength in my voice.
No, even like just stand on the Brent Fayez for a minute. Like when he hopped on Baby Keem's, when Baby Keem added those little bonus tracks,
Yeah.
Lost Souls, I was just like, bro, this is what I needed in my life. I'm finna find a lyric that he said. It was crazy.
Or even so, I was wrong. Clouded is actually my favorite Brent Fayez song ever.
Thank you.
In
Thank
real
you.
life,
Thank
ever.
you.
Because I remember when this album dropped, I was laying in bed in my dorm room, right?
Mhm.
And it's midnight. And so it's dead silent in my room. And I just have my AirPods in listening to this song. And all you hear is I gave it all for a fantasy. And I was like, this album's about to ruin me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you know? So, I'm sorry to every single person out there that I just talked to disrespectfully. You can blame Brent Fayez.
But let me ask this question. I know we're spinning all over the place, but it's the finale.
It's
like why
part
not?
one of the finale.
It's part one of the finale.
Like,
why not talk
we're
about
only-
everything?
I don't even. Where's the time? Yeah, we're only like 20 minutes in.
No, why not talk about
we
everything?
still got time.
Brent Fayez, F the World, Bryson Tiller,
Are you making me compare?
Trap Soul. Which one are you taking and why?
Um.
At this stage in your life.
Okay. Specifically at this stage in my life.
Specifically at this stage in your life.
F the world.
Okay.
Like not to like dive into personal matters or whatever, but like some people just do me dirty too much. That's just why I listen to Brent now.
I felt that.
Like when I feel like I'm getting disrespected, I go and listen to music that makes me feel like no one should ever disrespect you because you are king.
I felt that.
And that's how I feel right now.
I feel you.
Literally, I sent a very rude text message this morning because Brent put me in that mood. And like literally, I could read it word for word right now, and you'd probably think that it was inspiration for a Brent song because I literally said, I said something like, I don't deserve to be disrespected like this, so I'm gonna go my own way. I wish you the best.
Type
It's
situation.
like disrespectful, but
nice. You gotta have that sometimes.
Exactly.
Like
you can't just like future toxic it out. Sometimes you have to be like.
You can. I'll sit here.
Not all the time.
You can. No, you can't. You can. I'm glad you said that because I was listening to Future this morning. I was listening to his self-titled album Future.
Oh, so good.
I wasn't listening to Mask Off, thank God. But I was listening to Draco, and I was just like,
I'm So Groovy is my favorite song off that album. Just want to say.
I felt that.
It's just.
But you can.
It's a groovy song.
You can future it up all the time, and let me break it down. I wish I had more time to do a whole Future episode. But he has so many. So you could go Future with Future, right? You could go Hendrix. You could go 56 Nights.
Oh, you can go Evil.
You could go Evo. You could go Beast Mode, right?
You can go Save Me. That's when it gets dark.
Okay. Wait. That is one of the most underrated Future albums of all time. I will argue with anybody. Like Shotgun is one of my favorite songs. Love Thy Enemy. Like I can't.
Saint Lucia, dude. Saint Lucia, literally. That was the first song I heard, and just the way he distorted his voice at the beginning when you hear that "Save Me" right before the beat kicks in. I was just like, what did he do? Because that was like the first time Future made like sad music, like in vibe and in lyrics.
album in like EP album form. Yes.
Like, well, I just meant like in like vibe and lyrics. That was the first time he put a whole album together.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, turn off the lights was really turn off the lights is really low key sad. Like,
oh, that's like a lot of his music.
If you literally listen to him, he'd be like, turn off the lights.
Even March Madness, like, there's some really sad parts.
There are some really sad parts of March Madness, but it's one of my favorite songs. But yes, you can't Future it up all the time. You just got to know when to do it.
Yeah, see, that just scares me because I feel like I'd get carried away.
You probably would get carried away.
Hate me.
Because I definitely did get carried away. I was one of those people.
That's why I do it like Brent Wise, because like it comes off as nice, even though I'm just like, leave me alone. And so sometimes you gotta. But yeah, I've been in a huge Brent mood. Like, I'm telling you, when F the World came on, I was just like, all right, today's the day. I can't be messed with.
Yeah.
Just like earlier, you saw my Snapchat story. I used Type Away by Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
And I specifically used the part where he said, me and my homies all CEOs feeling some type of way. And I was like, it's not true, but like, that's how I feel right now.
As you should. No. You should.
On top of the world.
You should feel on top of the world. I'm proud of you.
At all times. But, yeah, dude. Man, it's crazy. So, like I said, I was in this Brent Faiyaz mood. But you know what really sparked this Brent Faiyaz mood? So, I don't know if you remember, but about 2 weeks ago, a huge event happened in which it was called D-Day.
Yes.
And it's not the actual D-Day from 1942's World War II.
No bombs are dropping, literally.
But some fire was thrown.
Figuratively.
At us. Figuratively. I definitely raged so hard that I pulled a neck muscle.
I felt that
going crazy with it.
I couldn't look left for like 2 days.
That's how
I could only look right.
Yeah. And so it was great. But for those of you who are wondering why we're speaking in code, Dreamville decided that out of nowhere, a day before Dreamville Fest, we're going to drop a how long was it? Was it 16?
It is a 15-track
mixtape entitled
47 minutes.
Yeah, a 47-minute mixtape entitled D-Day, a Gangsta Grills mixtape. And at first I was like,
Grills.
Dude, you hear that gangsta, and you're just like, oh no. And you just hear DJ Drama, which this is the first time I've heard him since Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
And so it was great. But dude, let's just jump into like our thoughts before we like start comparing it to Revenge.
Yeah.
So starting off with Stick, I'm just gonna say it right now, flawless.
Definitely was.
That song couldn't be better.
I'm so glad I got to hear Sheck West back in his element because I hadn't heard him since 2018, 2019.
Because he's only put out a few songs since then, right?
Since they haven't been
like blown up or anything. Which, kind of understandable. If they're not good, they're not good.
Last time we really heard him was on Ghetto Boys.
Oh yeah.
Not Ghetto Boys.
Jack Boys.
Jack Boys, thank you. I said Ghetto Boys, Jack Boys.
Which, granted,
was another compilation mixtape.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
I liked it. That was where I really got a taste of Don Toliver, right before he put out Heaven or Hell.
Yeah, I knew about Toliver when he dropped Donnie Womack.
See, the first
I was early.
See, the first time I heard him was Astroworld on Can't Say.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't one of the people who thought it was Akon, but I literally did the who is that?
Yeah.
Because his voice is just so unique. And so Jack Boys is when I got my first taste of him outside of Can't Say, because I felt like his part is just so quickly start and end.
Finish, yeah.
And so he got more of a shine on Jack Boys, and then Heaven and Hell came out. And so, yeah. But other than that, Sheck West, even then, even on Jack Boys, he was kind of put off to the side towards the end of it.
Yeah, he was there, you knew who he was.
He gives good energy.
But he wasn't prominent.
See, I think I like Sheck West, don't get me wrong, but I think the one thing that's keeping him like this right now in his career is he's not saying anything at all. Whereas with that energy, he could easily switch it up and have a song where he's saying something, have a song where he does his normal Sheck West yelling.
I think he could have. He still can. I believe he still can. I know he's not at the height of his
I know
career
he
like
could.
he was. But
I think that's the one thing holding him back right now.
no, I agree. I don't want to say he should have rolled like the same way Designer rolled, where it's like he had that big success and kind of rode it until it like died out. Because I think Sheck West can still like Sheck West can rap.
Oh, he can. He can rap and he can turn that around.
Yeah. So I think he
Whereas Designer really dug himself in a hole.
Yeah, it was just
because when he finally decided, I'm gonna actually say something, it was too late.
Yeah, it was. We don't want to hear that.
Whereas which the only difference is Designer was signed to Good Music, which is just such a massive label that pulls in a lot of lyrical talent.
Yeah.
So when you get pulled in making the music you're making out of nowhere, it makes sense that he ended up leaving Good Music to make his own LOD label. But yeah, Sheck West, I think he can turn it around.
No, definitely can.
And this song alone just shows that he can, because this song is energetic.
It has good flow.
The hook is easy to remember, just the same word over and over again. Yeah. But just like I said, this song is perfection. Usually when a song is this hype, give me 2.5 minutes and we're out of here. This song is 5 minutes long and never once does it get boring.
No, it's not a skip.
Even the part where DJ Drama is speaking, that part is hard because it holds you right there. And you can feel something crazy is about to happen just because the beat alone. It slows down, and then as DJ Drama is speaking, it ramps up and up and up. And then what do you know? It drops, and it's J. Cole going nuts. The whole thing is just great.
No, it's mind blowing. I think they didn't make this is a way you start off an album. Like if we're talking about album intros or starting off this is a song you start if you're not doing a skit or you're not doing something, obviously.
For a mixtape like this, yes.
That's how you start it off.
This is the
perfect
intro.
That's the perfect way to say it.
Because, some albums, an intro has to be an intro, but for something like this, which is literally was supposed to, get fans ready for Dreamville Fest.
Yep.
So
10 out of 10.
Just perfect.
12.5 out of 10.
I know we kind of have slightly differing opinions on the track 2, Ghetto Gods freestyle.
I liked it.
Oh, then we actually don't have differing opinions. I really like it. So
I think 2 Chainz did a really good job coming on. Obviously, a Earth Gang fan. They dropped their own. They dropped their own album titled "Ghetto Guys," which I really love.
Yeah. Man, this is crazy because this feels just like it did on Revenge. I know that we're gonna compare later.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that right now. This is hilarious because on Revenge of the Dreamers they had Swivel and it was called Swivel from Mirrorland, the Earth Gang album.
Yeah. But I think those are two different. I think the Swivel on Revenge of the Dreamers 3 was the same one, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Where this wasn't on the Ghetto Gods.
No, I just meant it's hilarious that there's I don't really count Revenge of the Dreamers 2 because that was before they have their full roster that they have right now. And so the only 2 major compilation albums with their whole roster
are this one, the mixtape?
This one and Revenge 3. And it's just funny that both of them have one Earth Gang song that is related to an album that is either about to come out or just came out.
Yeah.
Because I remember waiting for Mirrorland. And
Mirrorland is so fire.
I should have drank more water before I came in here. I'm dying right now. But
gotta stay hydrated.
I forgot 2 Chainz used to go by Titty Boy.
You'd never know.
No, I knew
that was such a.
I knew that, but it's just one of those things I hadn't thought about in such a long time.
I just can't let you get away with that, Gavin. That was such an icon. I just think about when he first came, when he dropped Birthday with Kanye and everything. When he first came on the scene, Titty Boy 2 Chainz was that's what he was. I could never forget that.
Just be Titty Boy too. When he was featured on the first Dirty Sprite mixtape, he was just Titty Boy. And then whatever mixtape came out right before Future's debut album also had him, but that's when it said Titty Boy 2 Chainz together, and then he switched over to just 2 Chainz. But it's not that I forgot. I just had never thought about that because hardly anyone has called him that anymore.
That's true.
Because he even took it out of his Twitter.
Yeah, he's just 2 Chainz now.
Yeah, and so the The funniest part about this whole Ghetto Gods freestyle song is when 2 Chainz starts his verse, and you just hear DJ Draw in the background. Talk yo tit. He just starts spazzing.
Yeah,
I
definitely
love 2
does.
Chainz.
One of the greats. I think he's an underrated great for real.
He really is. Like, he's done so much, like, for us music-wise, and some people just don't remember. And also, he put out one of my favorite trap albums of the past, like, 5 years. And it's supposedly his last trap album. But, so after Ghetto Gods, we got Lifestyle, which was Boss and A$AP Ferg.
I think Ferg had a good verse. It wasn't his best.
It wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't one of those songs I'm like, man, I love this song so much. But also, like, A$AP Ferg and Boss haven't linked up since, 2016 with Boca Raton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was the same album as Tribe. What was that album called again?
With
It was right after Too High to Riot. Milky Way. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he's gonna name his new album, but I need it because his Spoiled Milk EP was really good.
I definitely enjoyed the Spoiled Milk EP as well.
That was so good. And then the Jackie I thought was pretty good. I mean, I wish Cole got a whole verse, but it's fine. I'm not upset about it. Won't complain too much. But yeah,
I won't complain too much because he gave Bia a great verse.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was such a good verse.
He gave Bia a great verse, bro.
Dude, I watched the behind the scenes of the music video, the actual music video, and man,
I watched the interview on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just all just so good. And J. Cole, I salute you. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on with Lifestyle. Starting 5 was pretty good.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really like Starting 5.
I like it a lot.
I thought
it
the
feels like
mix.
One of those songs that starts off strong, but like just gets gradually like more sleepy.
I felt like that was partially because of the artists that are on it. So you got Luke, Kaz, and Omar, and it's like they each progressively get slower and
like
fall into that rhythm as rappers. But I really liked it. I thought they gave me great energy. I was like,
they give great performances.
Yeah.
In general, like Omen is in one of my favorite songs off of Dreamers 3, Sleep Deprived, and that song is so good. My only thing is like, I feel like with the diversity that Dreamville has in their styles of rap, Omen's just one of those artists that they don't intentionally put on a back burner.
He just falls on the wayside. He falls onto the wayside.
Exactly, because like they'll throw the beat for Stick out there, and Omen's not gonna be like, yeah, let me hop on that.
If he's in a booth, like they be like, hey, hop on this.
Yeah, it's more like that. Like he's not gonna be the one that's like, oh, I like this beat, let me in it, because he's used to doing the conscious stuff.
Yeah.
Which like I said, I really do like Omen, and Starting 5 was good. It just wasn't like my favorite. And then just like I love Ari Lennox, and Coming Down wasn't that good to me. I mean, nope, sorry, I had it backwards. Coming Down was the one I really liked. Blackberry Sap was the one that was not terrible, but
I like both of them. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. I thought Ari Lennox did her thing. And it's good. It was good to see her.
I think it just felt, I don't know. I was going into it like mixtape brain, and so just having 2 Ari Lennox R&B songs out of nowhere just threw me off.
See, I went into it. I didn't go into it mixtape brain. I went into it like Revenge of the Dreamers 3 compilation style. I think that's how I went into it. And so like when she came on with Coming Down and then Blackberry Sap, my bad. Blackberry Sap, I was just like, this is what Ari Lennox does. Like this is what she's good at, and this is why I love her as an artist.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. When I first, so like last year when I moved into my first apartment out of the dorms, I blasted New Apartment just because I thought it was funny, and that album's just gorgeous in general.
No, she's definitely great.
But short of like it wasn't terrible. Now what really threw me off was Hair Salon.
I would have to agree on that one.
I got super excited to see Kaz and Reason together again because I don't know why I forgot the name of it. Oh, Lambo Truck. Another one of my favorite songs. Yeah, like that whole part where they like start rapping about how they're gonna jump top and rob Cole and stuff. Like that's just funny.
It is funny.
And like they work really well together, and apparently they have like a whole collab tape on the way together. But if this was one of the throwaways, good, because
it was a throwaway. It was definitely a throwaway.
And sorry to G Perico, my first time ever hearing you. I'm sorry that it had to be this song.
He's not bad. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's not.
I went back and listened to some of his other music because I was like, I don't like this song.
Give him a solo look.
Yeah, give him a solo look. You'll be like, okay, he's not as bad as his song.
Yeah. Cause like so I'm not the kind of guy that looks at a feature, and if I don't know who that person is, I'm not the kind of guy that looks at it like, well, who's this nobody? I usually go into like, new artist I can like.
Yeah.
But also, I am guilty of letting that one song define them to me off the bat, though. Like,
I like to judge bodies of work, so I'll go listen to a couple singles.
Yeah.
If it's like, let's just say I just shoot out 5 singles, right? So I go to the artist page on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. Get like 5 songs. I'll listen to maybe like 5 of their, top 5 charting songs or whatever, top hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll listen to like 5 of their other songs that are like way down in the playlist. Maybe not at the bottom, but also not right towards the top. So like somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of judge it off of there. Perfect example, and this is gonna tie back into what we were talking about earlier with the music we've been listening to. I've been listening to a lot of No Cap, right? And obviously we all know his most famous song is Ghetto Angels. But I like a lot of his like music. It's like listen to his album music. But then I go and I listen to something like Unwanted Lifestyle or Pain Show or something like that. While it's not at the top of Apple Music for his listening charts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're really great songs.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which
I'm a fan of No Cap.
Happens. Like I'm sure Boss fans, they get on Apple Music and they're a little disappointed that 100 Mil by J. Cole is his top song.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people are like, he's only in it for like 30 seconds. Well,
right.
That's just off plays. It's not quality of music.
Yeah.
And so, for a long time, that's how it was with, what's his name? I think it was Ski I'm thinking of. Like, I've been a huge Ski fan for, like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when he first started getting on, like, streaming platforms, the only song you'd see at, like, number 1 is, like, just random features he had.
Really?
Because he hadn't had enough music to, like, really stream yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had, like...
Well, I guess that had to be early in his career. I got into Ski before Stokely.
Mm-hmm.
So it was before Stokely. But it was right when that time. It was right around the same time.
The Book of Eli?
Yeah. It was like, I say it was either during that time or right before that time. So like, when I say right before, I mean like maybe a couple months before that album dropped.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember a lot of people really just booted off Book of Eli to the side. And they're like, all right, we'll wait on the album and whatnot. But nah, I was listening to Ski when I first heard Laffy Taffy freestyle on SoundCloud. I was like, oh, this dude's crazy. He's going to do something one day. Look at him now.
Hey.
Dude, I literally, if you could find like old Snapchat videos of me, every time someone would like pull out their phone and like take a video and I'm in it, the first thing I would do is just go, hey. Like I was hooked on him and X together all the time.
No, they were him, X, Juice WRLD. Like they just had a run that was so crazy.
Yeah.
And it was, if rest in peace to Juice and X, but if they were still here, I think that run would still be continuing for real.
Oh yeah, like because they all three are so good at like changing with music.
Yeah.
I mean, look at X. He got popular off of a song where he kept saying "Can't keep my dick in my pants."
Yeah.
And his most played song right now is about him dealing with depression and like getting real. Because I remember when he dropped 17, everyone was like, "What is this?"
I remember when he dropped Jocelyn Flores. I was just like, masterpiece.
To this day, I still like I'll tear up.
Yeah.
Just like get my own little bubble and like just look out the window while it's raining, crying a little bit when that.
Might have to do it today.
It's perfect. Perfect for it. Well, apparently not perfect for it.
Did it stop raining?
Yep.
Dang. It'll probably start raining again. Hopefully not.
Oh wait.
It's thundering now.
Yep, it's about to start raining again. Nice. But
time to go turn on some Bryson Tiller and cry in my room. No point.
Dude,
that's a great day to be a sycamore.
You would have asked me last year. I would have chosen Trap Soul over.
I'm always gonna choose Trap Soul, but I'm just a Bryson Tiller fan. Like I love Anniversary.
I love that album,
and
too.
I don't care what anybody says.
So my thing is like, I have never seen like a valid like opinion on why people don't like it. Like you go to Twitter, you go to YouTube videos, people are just like, I don't like it, and that's it.
I think they just expected it to be like trap soul, but it was like
It's not supposed to be.
He was so far removed from trap soul that it was like he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done the same thing.
He put out a whole album in between that too. Like, let him grow.
He sure did he?
Yeah.
Yep, he did.
What was it called? Like Nothing to Lose or something like that.
Yeah, it was the one with the black and white album cover.
Oh, True to Self.
Yep.
Yeah, because it had man, what was it called?
I can't remember album names. I always remember the cover art though. Like I know it was a black and white cover album.
Yeah, because it had Self Made. Because Self Made's one of my favorite songs he's ever made. Because like in comparison to like just his R&B music, Self Made is so good because out of nowhere he's just like money getter, big bag spender. I was like, yo, Bryson, calm down.
He's feeling like you today. You feel me?
You pretty much like, I'm on top of the world.
But let's get back to the Dream album. Sorry for the sidetrack.
But so right after that we had freedom of speech, and let me tell you,
I think Cole did a great job.
Anyone who knows me knows I'm riding for Cole, so you know I'm not gonna say anything bad about this song because this song is gorgeous. Cole even added an ad lib, and you don't hear like
Cole never does that.
Any ad libs.
He never.
Where is it at, dude? Let me pull up the lyrics because I know where it is, but at the same time I don't. Oh yeah, it's when he talks about she had dreams of effing Cole, even her father would approve, and in the background Cole goes, "Yes, honey, you can."
Yeah, no, that was a really tough insert.
Or when he said made them bougie girls working up like made them bougie girls working up and Prada smile at you. And then in the background here, will that all be stir? Or will that all be
Yeah, no, Cole, he snapped for sure.
Dude, so good. So good, so good, so good. Oh my man. I'm just reading these lyrics and oh my gosh, Cole goes nuts. Cole goes nuts. So bottom line is that's a 10 out of 10 song.
Facts.
There's nothing bad
Facts.
about it. Any song that is, how long is that song?
About
2 minutes.
Yeah, about 2 minutes.
If you count the
2:12.
intro and the outro of the beat, he probably raps for 2 minutes straight. And I'm never gonna complain about that. I would take a hookless J. Cole freestyle on every album he makes for the rest of his life.
That would be so crazy. Like I was stuck for a moment when you said it because I was like, that would be so crazy.
Because like,
and the thing about it is, he has to throw it in the middle. Like it doesn't
exactly
need
like that.
It doesn't need to end the album. It doesn't need to start the album. He has to throw it in the middle,
out of nowhere. And it can just be randomly titled like this, freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And the fact that like, because literally, I think not all artists, but I feel like all artists who pride themselves on their rapping abilities, whether it's someone like J. Cole who literally just raps and raps and raps, or even someone like I don't know, like Guap Dad, who sings and raps and stuff like that. If you pride yourself on it, I feel like
he got a song or something coming out soon. I thought I seen it on like Apple.
I saw it on TikTok. He was teasing that song.
Okay,
sounds good, but no, I love Guap Dad. Little off topic note there too. I loved Guap Dad's album that he just put out last year, I think it was, or the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember, but it was really good. Oh, but like any artist that prides himself on their ability to rap, I don't care if it doesn't even fit in the album. I think it's challenging and so fun for them to just put one freestyle in there. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes, but just one hookless freestyle. Just let loose on one track in the midst of all the chaos that can be an album.
Give me the best 20 bars you got.
Exactly. Like, if you're going to write a super serious song, save the bars for the side. Put that in a song where you can just be goofy with it. Because, like, I don't need to hear a song that's, like, about, like, some serious stuff, like your girl cheated on you, but then you just throw a random bar that would sound better in a freestyle later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think that's honestly been my biggest problem with, like, people like Joyner Lucas. Because they can rap, but they'll also try to prove that they can rap
Joyner
when
Lucas,
making serious songs.
He's in this weird mix of, like, serious artistry, but like also it has to be kind of mainstream, like popular. Like
And
it
then
works for some things.
sprinkle
It
a
doesn't
little
work
bit
for
of,
other.
Sprinkle a little bit of a hungry battle rapper in there.
Yeah,
with,
like it works for some things. It doesn't work for everything. And
like Zim Zima, like that song.
yeah,
Perfect. It's literally just about him driving a Beamer. And yeah, then you can flex your bars. But then, you throw a song in there like ADHD, which it's ironic, that song.
super ironic.
It's not bad though. I like the idea he had, but he approached it in such a weird way. But yeah, so right after back on topic, right after Freedom of Speech, we got Blackberry Sap by Ari Lennox. And we kind of already talked about it.
Yeah, you didn't like it that much.
I didn't dislike it. It just threw me off. Like,
I enjoyed it.
I guarantee you, if I go and listen to just those two songs without listening to this whole mixtape, I guarantee I'll text you right afterwards and be like, "You're right. These songs are crazy."
You will.
It's because they were just
you will.
both of them were just right after a really hard song.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
And then, of course, right after Blackberry Sap, we got Like Wine by Lute. And I don't know if you ever listen to Lute outside of like these collabs, but I love Lute.
Mm-hmm.
He's at least I don't know. It's just hard to compare Dreamville to any of them. Like Jid and J. Cole are fighting for that top spot always.
No. J. Cole is at the top spot.
No,
Jid will forever be second. I'm sorry.
No,
it's like
I understand what you mean.
It's like that's like
but-
saying Kendrick and so and so are fighting for that. No. It's one like
What do you mean?
J.
Baby
Cole.
Keem already beat Kendrick.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you're done. But it's like J. Cole said, like, they got a long road to be chasing me. Like I am the like
Hey, he said Jid was right here to him.
right, but like J. Cole's the GOAT. Like he said it himself. Like J. Cole's the GOAT. Like
Yeah, but he's just too humble.
M is not standing adjacently. Like
He's too
that was Cole.
humble.
He said J. Cole. Like he said, I am the GOAT. M is not standing adjacently. Like that bar was ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. I love Cole. Don't get me wrong, but man, he's just so humble. He needs to brag more.
Like he said, don't let the homeless aesthetic fool you. Like
Oh my goodness.
like those for me were just Cole quotes that I was just like, dang, he really. But like,
Now, you know what bar by J. Cole really hits me like in a funny way, but also in like such a J. Cole way?
mhm.
When he said, it was in Scared Money, when he says, I was thinking about walking up a pile of crates, but I was too busy stacking cake. I died laughing because instantly you just think of every single rapper on like Twitter or TikTok that was just doing the crate challenge.
Yeah.
And I died laughing because I remember thinking to myself when all that stuff was going down, like, where's like Drake and J. Cole? Don't they like want to capitalize on the fame?
Somebody was gonna get hurt. Some people did get hurt doing that.
I would say Blueface like not like super serious, but he like tore a ligament in his ankle.
Dude, that was so dangerous.
So funny though. Who was it? Oh, it was Rick Ross. He did it with cases of champagne instead of crates. And he did
But that's when you have money that you can do things like that. Unfortunately, I don't have that right now.
God bless Rick Ross though. 'Cause
No, definitely Ross. He's a dope dude. I watched him on continuing on the sidebar commentary. We'll get through this album in a second. Continuing on the sidebar. I watched him on the I Am Athlete podcast. Going into my background of sports for a minute. Watched him on the I Am Athlete podcast.
I love
as well
watching The Shop.
As well as I saw him on the shop as well with Gunna on there.
Yeah.
Definitely he always every time he hops on the show and he gives interviews and stuff like that, he always gives millions of dollars worth of game and just like
He's such a genuine person.
he drops a lot of inspirational quotes. Like
Like, so now, it took me a long time to really get used to Rick Ross and, like, the style he rapped. Yeah, because, like, a lot of the rap I've always listened to is, like, either, like, really fast or really bar heavy.
Mhm.
And so, I couldn't get used to, like, the nonchalant way he would rap. But, now that I'm used to it, dude's super special, whether it's, like, from a music standpoint or a lifestyle standpoint. That dude's always got great advice coming out. And he's always just so genuine, you can tell when he's talking to these people.
Yeah.
Because, like, the only times he's not is if he's, like, genuinely beefing with someone. But, like...
and you can tell when he is.
Yeah, and you, like, never see, like... You never see him just, like, being rude for no reason. And, you know, everyone slips up at some point. So you'd think that after all these years, at one point, it may slip up or come out that, hey, Rick Ross is really mean to his fans. But no, you never run into that. And yeah, it's.
But I also think, and I'll finish up with these. I also think Rick Ross's fans, like, I think they have an appreciation for him to respect him enough to, like, like, I don't think
give him space.
I don't think we had, like, his fans are like,
they're not gonna be like Drake fans that don't care.
Or like they're not gonna be like fans is like, he's eating out, he's at dinner, like, I'm going to interrupt him mid bite and be like, can I get a picture? Like, they're like, if
they might wait till he's like getting ready to leave.
Yeah, he's done, or like
second.
he's like finishing up a conversation. Like, you can kind of see like he's finishing up a conversation. Like, walk over, hey, my name's so and so. Can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
If Ross is like, no, I want to do, like, I'll turn you down, or like he'll turn you down politely, like, as a person should.
It's not that hard to be that kind of person either. Though,
Yeah.
Like, just being genuine with people shouldn't be a challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, for an episode all about D-Day, we're touching some dope topics.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not complaining.
We definitely spin a block on the line.
Now, for those who might care, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. But these are dope topics, so I mean, I can edit the title later.
They make great quality content, honestly.
Yeah, like, I feel so. I don't know. With me and you talking about music is just like me and Jacob talking about nerdy stuff on shut-ins.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter what we're talking about. The conversation's gonna be good and worthwhile.
Yeah.
And so, I'm glad I have that with you because I feel like no one else can like really keep up with like my music knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that wasn't intended to be a flex or anything. I just meant like I listen to different things.
No, you Gavin, honestly, I think just, being here at the station, being an old head. I'm gonna go a little sentimental. we're touching on little topics, but not gonna go crazy sentimental or nothing like that. But like, I think you have definitely probably the biggest genre like openness out of everybody here at the station. Like, you listen to a plethora of music. Like, your music accolade is bigger than mine. I'll definitely say that for sure. But you have definitely a love and a complex understanding of music that's very much appreciated by those who have also come up in the industry, and not even industry, but come up in the music scene, music genre, like, and listen to it. Like,
yeah, it's because like, it's just like when Post Malone got all that backlash because he said, "Don't listen to rap music if you want to feel something." It's like that, but all music makes me feel something. That's why I'm so like in depth with all these different genres. Is because like this genre specifically, I know I'm gonna cry if I listen to this specific song. But then also there's a song just like that in rap that does the same effect to me.
Yeah.
And so like that's one of the greatest parts about music is it really is like the center of a person when they really get to like know themselves.
Yeah, and
because they really get to know the music they like.
And it truly changes as you grow older. Like, I know we've had slight conversations like, when we were younger, like, Kesha had a chokehold on the game. Like,
yeah,
we talked about that.
I mean, part of her still has a chokehold on my heart, but that's different.
That's definitely different. It's definitely different. Like, just coming up, listening to the different genres, how the music has evolved from, the Nicki Minaj's of the 2010s and the Drakes of the 2010s to now we have the Pop Smokes and the Cardi B's and stuff of this generation, and then what's it going to evolve to, in the coming years when we're 25 and 30 and stuff like that, which is scary because I'm finna get old.
Don't say that because I'm not that far behind you.
Finna get old, but and then we also and like I said, you have it a little bit more than me, but you also have the ability to go back and listen to stuff. So like whether that be like the 80s with the Beatles or the 90s with like TLC or I was finna say the Beastie Boys, but I'm not
Boyz II Men fan, by the way.
That Boyz II Men, Beastie Boys. Shout out to Jacob, NSYNC, and Blink 182.
Shout out to Jacob.
Shout out to Jacob, Blink 182. That was crazy. Shout out to Travis. Shout out to Travis. Was it Parker? Travis Parker.
Parker. Like
Parker.
A dog barks. Like
that was crazy.
Travis Porter was the one.
He was on the other band. What was the other band?
Oh man, what band was that?
I can't even remember.
Because like there were so many like Travs in our childhood that Travis Scott just kind of snuck in there out of nowhere. Travis McCoy was the one that was in Gym Class Heroes.
Yes.
Travis Barker was Blink 182. Was Travis Porter the one that was in Pet Shop Boys or whatever the band was? Party Like a Rock Star.
It was so Travis Porter is an American hip hop trio from Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
They were also known as the Hard Hitters, but yeah,
You're telling me Travis Porter is the name of the trio?
Apparently,
That is so wild. Oh my goodness. I can't. That one's weird.
but it was a lot of Travises back in the day. That's why I always get confused.
Yeah.
Wow,
All right.
they really were a trio.
Let's see. We are. All right.
Let's get to the last of this album.
Before we get onto our next topic, let's go 5 more songs.
All right,
Because I feel like
I think that's the end of the album.
Yeah.
That's the finishing up of the album.
So Josie Flows was the next one right after that. Loot Like Wine.
This is when the album started to
Yeah.
kind of dip off for me.
I don't dislike it, but when I think, I'm gonna listen to a Boss and Earth Gang song, I'm gonna go listen to Jala Rice.
Yeah.
You know, just like, well, granted, I will say Barry from Simpson. That song
Was good. It was good.
that part saved. That song saved this half of the album. Everybody Ain't Shit and Big Trouble Freestyle. All 3 of those saved the last half of this album. Because granted, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just say this is a 14 song mixtape because I've already listened to Heaven's EP
I've
so
also
much since he
listened
dropped
to Heaven's EP as well. So like that just, when I heard it, I was like, okay, it was a good way to end the album. But I've already heard it. I already know what it is.
It didn't have the same effect that Middle Child had on Dreamers.
Yeah.
And so like, Ballin' in Newport was not a bad song, but like I
Wasn't
said,
my favorite.
solo Omen tracks feel like old Common tracks. They have very similar rapping styles.
That's crazy.
That's
I never thought about it like that.
That's the only way I can like describe it. Is like, Omen has like that very like piano heavy, smooth boom bap beat, and he just comes and he doesn't change his mood.
The flow
He
is just
keeps it like a conversation. He doesn't change like he doesn't do like scansion or any type of extra pizzazz on the verse, which is not bad, but not for a mixtape entitled D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I had said about the Ari Lennox thing. Now, if this was like a Revenge of the Dreamers Part 4, songs like that would have fit.
It would fit because they would find a spot in the album for it.
Exactly.
I don't want to say it'd be sectioned. I don't want to say it'd be sectioned in the album, but the spot that it would fit in would be very much conducive to how the album needs to flow.
Exactly.
This is what the EP was just like. This is what we got. I don't want to say this is what we got because I think they definitely put it together before they released it.
Kinda.
But
according to DJ Drama, this was thrown together a week before it was released.
That's enough time for
some of these songs had like already been recorded, and they were like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Kaz, he recorded the Big Trouble freestyle, and he was gonna use that to promote his album whenever he got done with it. He was like, throw it. But still, a week. That's still plenty of time to plan out the track list.
Especially when it's, J. Cole is obviously heavily influenced on it. So like, it has to go through him before he get put out.
I love the fact that with all of these projects involving Dreamville, J. Cole doesn't sit in the back, nor does he take too much of the limelight.
Yeah.
He starts it off strong, has a smack in the middle, and then at the very end rounds it all out perfectly. And I feel like he did something very similar to that in Revenge of the Dreamers, except he didn't have like the outro, but towards the end is when we got Middle Child, and I think, like I said, him and Ibrahim, that's his name. Him and Ebe, when they link up, they do crazy things for Dreamville.
No, I definitely would agree with you on that.
But yeah, overall, I'd say like out of 10, I give this like an 8 out of 10 as like a mixtape.
I would definitely
like
have to do that.
hypeness. But then, if you were looking at it as if it was like its own album, that's when it gets into like a 6 or 7 range. Which I don't think I don't think very many people look at something that's literally titled D-Day, a Gangsta Grillz mixtape, like
this
is gonna be a concept album.
Yeah, no.
There's definitely some people on Twitter who did that because I did see that and someone was mad about it. They're like, "Why is the song called Stick a hype banger when it should be about the effects of gun use in America?"
Oh,
and I was like, delete your account,
please.
Like, I don't usually go right into bullying people on.
I love
media.
the conscious. Don't get me wrong. I love the consciousness of our world today, But like
some of people just take it too far.
everything doesn't have to be conscious. Like there can be fun music.
Exactly. We should be able to have fun.
You should be able to have fun music. Like yes, it's promoting something bad, but it's not like I'm not like going to like you have to separate reality from entertainment.
Exactly.
And this is in this concept, it's entertainment. Like I think about it like Babyface Ray.
Yes.
When he dropped what was the name of the album?
The one that had If You Know You Know.
Yes.
That was a party album.
That was an entertainment album.
Yes.
The last album he dropped was serious. What is it called?
Mm-hmm.
It's something. Face. When he dropped Face was a serious album. You listen to it and you could feel what his pain, what his struggle was and stuff through Detroit.
Yeah.
Like
that's just
you can have both, but like you have to separate them. And like I don't like when people try and mix the two.
See, that's just like looking at oh man. I can't think of anything recent because I feel like everyone who puts out albums now just like there's not always a strict narrative they follow. Like Gunna specifically has like his style and I don't feel like he strays away from it too much.
He doesn't.
Like some songs may be different than others, but like overall it's still his style. But like I'm trying to think. Okay, I'll have to go a little bit back. But like that's like comparing Ludacris albums, you know? Relationship Therapy or something, whatever it was called. That one and Chicken and Beer can't be compared. Even Word of Mouth and Chicken and Beer can't be compared like that because Word of Mouth was still more concise than Chicken and Beer was.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell the difference between an album that is aiming for some specific goal versus one that's literally there just to have fun with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like comparing Lil Pump to Drake, you know. Lil Pump makes a specific type of music, whereas Drake also makes his own specific type of music for different moods.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like looking at if you're reading This Is Too Late versus like Take Care.
They're completely different. Or even Views.
Well, yeah, I think Views was more of like I wouldn't say an entertainment, but more entertainment than concept.
Yeah. I think Views is such an underrated album. But that's another conversation for another day.
Just in short though, I do think it's very underrated.
It didn't live up to the hype
also,
it brung out. It was
exactly.
supposed to build.
I think it was very underrated, but also when he first kept saying like views from the six, I thought I was gonna get something very introspective. I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be like a continuation of like You and the Six.
No, I thought I was gonna get the hypest album I ever seen in my life, like with Views. I thought I was gonna get something.
See, that's just where our brains separated.
I thought I was gonna get a crazy experience because it was just like, you can't live off of the hype. I was just like,
see, that's I want the hype. That's when you actually heard it though.
Yeah, it was when I actually heard it. But
like when he first teased it and he had that alternate cover art where it was just him and that neon red light, I really thought that it was like a play on his outro to If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, You and the Six. And I was like, dude, this might be like, he might like beat Take Care for like the most introspective and real he gets. But, you know, he kind of took both ideas and just slammed them together.
Right.
Because like, You With Me is a great song. I love the DMX sample. I love, exactly. Man, that, don't even get me started on Views.
Another story for another day.
Views is so underrated.
It's so
don't
underrated,
get me started on that. Wow. Who knows what we're doing for part 2? We may be just bringing back these topics.
Might as well, like.
Or just bring up the ones that we didn't get to talk about today. Hopefully for part 2 of the finale, though.
We have more people.
Our goal is to have at least 4 or 5 people. Because I think that would be fun that way. But, man, I think we covered
we covered a lot.
Just about all of it.
Covered a lot.
The last thing I got to ask is, just from a very vague, like, you've already thought it out what your opinions are on it already. Which would you prefer for, like, consistency? Revenge of the Dreamers 3 or D-Day?
For consistency, I would prefer Revenge of the Dreamers 3. I think
agree.
These are, like, if they were going to do another D-Day, they're splash drops.
Yes.
It's just what it has to be. It has to be like...
They should do, like... I mean, honestly, if they could do a D-Day, but let, like, Ari and Omen have, like, single drops or like even like a small EP with 3 songs.
I would even say like, let's just say, like obviously they did it for Dreamville Fest.
Yeah.
Festival. If they were like, we're going on a Dreamville tour, drop another one.
Yeah.
Or like,
but make them hype though, you know, like
or like let's just say, y'all like let's just say they signed a new artist, and they were going to do a tour, and it was the tour is going to headline J. Cole or something like that. But you're gonna have Dreamville artists stop and like have them be sporadic throughout the tour. So like when Cole's in New York, he has Ari Lennox comes out and perform. Like, but you don't know
exactly.
that. But you don't know that. Or when he goes to California and JID comes out, like how like those splash drops in, like make it like a five single EP.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like make them be splash drops.
Something quick, something fast, something fun. Like this was a great idea. Don't get me wrong, because I have never seen something like this before.
Marketing, 10 out of 10.
All they did was like every single person in Dreamville made a TikTok account and created the same video, and then literally just said, "You ready?" And that's it. Like that's it. And all you hear is DJ Drama talking, and I was just like, "What is happening? Why did J. Cole post this?" And then at the very end, you see D-Day mixtape. My favorite part was after it dropped, Jid posted a clip from his set at Dreamville Fest, and he performed Stick just to do it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person in the crowd knew the words, every single lyric, and he literally captioned it. This is crazy. I can't believe this. We literally just dropped the mixtape yesterday before the fest started. Like,
right.
You guys are great. Man.
Please do another one.
We should have been there.
Honestly, we should have been there. It would have been amazing.
Hey, let's make plans. Next year, we're going to Dreamville Fest.
If it's the same time, let's go.
Oh, it's always in April. Because I missed last year's, too, and I was mad.
And we're there.
Oh, yeah. You heard that.
You'll sit on the podcast.
We'll do... I'll get access to WZIS's Instagram. And
we'll live stream it.
And I'll just... Instagram and TikTok and stuff. And I'll just post clips from Dreamville
Might
Fest.
as well.
I think that'd be fun.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. But thank you again for being on Past the Aux.
No, thank you for having me.
You are a fan favorite and a host favorite.
I appreciate that.
I love talking to you.
I love being on here. I'm gonna miss y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Super proud of you, Gavin. Like you know what I'm saying? You up next. You are the future face of WCIS. And it's going amazing. In your last year, it's going to be amazing for me to, sit back and watch and see what you do.
Thank you.
For sure.
It means a lot.
Appreciate that.
Christian's gonna have me tearing up on camera.
Man, you almost had me tearing up the last time I was on here, bro.
I gotta turn this off.
I almost teared up here the last time I was on here.
I'm not crying. You are. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who has been watching Past the Aux this season. Part 1 of the finale is over now, and we will see you next week at the same time for the season 4 finale. Until then, I've been Gavin the Chef Cook.
It's been Christian Hill.
We will see you next time.